Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a potential problem with the next patch of Escape from Tarkov being 14.9.5. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you're subscribing to the channel for more Tarkov content. Now, for all my PvE crowd, which is the large majority of you, this isn't exactly a video for you because this is a problem that will happen with the PvP side of the game with this next patch. And I thought, even though most of our content, 99% of it, is going to be PvE related, that this was worth making a video about, and some of you guys might be interested in it as well. So we are going to specifically be focusing on the compensation rewards for successfully reporting a cheater in Escape from Tarkov PvP. So I'm definitely going to make sure I drop like the PvE out of the title and stuff like that on this video because I don't want you guys to get confused. But this is something that is a little concerning. And, you know, after making the video earlier talking about the upcoming patch and just sitting there thinking about it, I was like, what are the rewards going to be? And that was the main thing I was first focused on. And then I was like, holy crap, we could get into a position where people are just mass reporting people to get potential rewards for cheaters that are just caught normally without the actual report mattering. So I'm going to throw the tweet on screen for you guys. If you watched yesterday's video, you've probably already seen it, but we're going to be focusing on the bullet point, compensation for successful cheater reports. Now, I believe it's been talked about in the past that if you are just mass reporting people, that the report system just doesn't really count any of your reports at all. But for players who simply report other players when they die to one-taps or occasional sus deaths, if they're playing a lot of Escape from Tarkov, those occasional reports, even if the other player that killed them is not cheating, those should be counted. You would think they'd be counted. And with now a compensation for a successful report, it's a little concerning. I wish there was a way for Battlestate to be able to compensate players who were killed by that cheater and not players that reported that cheater, if that makes sense. So basically you load into a raid and let's say you die in the first 2 seconds and the cheater's name is XX26. And, you know, that cheater goes on to play another 2 weeks and then they get banned in a ban wave. Every single player killed by XX26 should receive, let's say, 500,000 rubles. That should be enough compensation for at least 75% of those players and their kit cost. I do not think all of the players who reported XX26 should actually get those rewards. Now, that might seem really backwards, but the reason I don't think that is because it's going to incentivize reporting more in general. So let's say if I die and, you know, I'm not sure, typically, I would not report somebody. If I'm not sure on it, I won't report somebody. And obviously, I haven't played any PvP in a while, but this goes a while back. If I was not sure at all, if there was a even sliver of doubt they could be legit, I would not report somebody. Now, with this little compensation dangling over my head, maybe I report those ones that I'm not sure about, but, you know, it could have been possible that they were legit, but let's just report them anyway and see if we get compensation in 2 weeks. That is the thought process. And, you know, I consider myself a very, you know, it's Tarkov, it is what it is, I'll just move on to the next raid kind of guy. There's a lot of people out there that are not like that. If they die once in any kind of interesting way, sus way, doesn't matter if it could be desync, doesn't matter if it's latency, doesn't matter if they think their head wasn't sticking out, doesn't matter if the camera angles were weird, doesn't matter. They're reporting that guy 100%. It's going to create this incentivizing of reporting, and it could be abused. And I think that is a problem. I think BSG needs to rethink that and actually not add that. I am a huge advocate for taking down the cheaters, but we cannot incentivize reporting. That's just my opinion on it. Maybe this is a bad take for me. If it is, let me know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. You know, maybe people won't abuse it. Maybe people will genuinely just carry on as normal. But I just feel like even if the compensation is small, like 500K, I think it's enough for, you know, some bad actors to come into play personally. You know, if the compensation is huge, like over $1 million, that's when it's going to get even worse. If the compensation's really light, you're going to have less incentive to report somebody that you could be on the fence about. But, you know, if they're dangling 2.5 mil over your head, it's just like, yeah, I'm reporting that guy hands down. I'm not even going to think twice about it. That's the problem. So I wanted to make this video because I thought it was important enough to make the video, even though I'm really not focused on PvP. I won't be playing any PvP in the next wipe except for potential content related videos and stuff. Like maybe we'll do some ratting, maybe we'll do some extract camping just to be an ass. But, you know, in the large majority, I don't care about PvP at all anymore. But when it comes to an issue like this, I thought it was definitely worth making a video on it. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those nuances that maybe it's fine, but at the same time, I think we really need to maybe work on a system that just logs every single player that another player kills. And if that player gets banned, every single person in the last 2 weeks or the last 50 to 100 raids or even the entire raid progress is compensated. I feel like that wouldn't be that hard, or maybe that is extremely tough to do, to log all of that data. I don't know. I just wanted to make a video on it and honestly just get your guys' thoughts on it. Even if you don't play PvP and you're strictly PvE now, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinion on it as well. I just think it's a recipe for disaster in the long run. That's just my opinion. So do me a favor, make sure you leave that like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.